Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome to an episode of Hybridly Brilliant, the Squad Builders. So, we haven't done one of these in a while simply because I didn't have enough coins for quite some time because, as you guys know, I've repeated it multiple times that our coins were hacked, they were stolen, and I had to kind of rebuild. The guy left like 30K on my account. So, I was able to rebuild to about 150K over 2 weeks or so, which wasn't too bad. I mean, you can make decent teams with that. On top of that, I already had a couple of players saved in my club that he did not take, like Ben Arfa and Giovinco, so I'm able to use those in these squad builders. But this one's going to be in a 4-1-2-1-2, and I want to talk about the 4-1-2-1-2 real quick. And the more I've been using it, the more I've been feeling like it's not suited for Ultimate Team. Now, what do I mean by that? If you guys notice on head-to-head, you guys see that 4-1-2-1-2, there's two of them. There's the normal 4-1-2-1-2, and then there's the 4-1-2-1-2 wide. And on head-to-head, I always use the 4-1-2-1-2 wide because it gives you that extra width on the pitch. When you use this formation on Ultimate Team, it's extremely narrow. I mean, you have no width whatsoever, which makes me wonder if it's even worth using because you really need some type of width this year on Ultimate Team. So as I was playing a couple of games, I noticed that I had a little bit of trouble scoring, to be honest with you guys. And then what I would do is if I would switch to a 4-4-2, and then I would suddenly be able to score 2-3 goals in a row. So I don't really know how to put it, but I guess the biggest thing I can say is that's why I think a lot of people prefer the 3-5-2 because it's got a good defense, it's got the wide left mid and right mid for extra width, and it's also got the cam and 2 strikers. So I can understand why a lot of people like the 3-5-2. I'm probably going to be using a lot of the 4-2-3-1 pretty soon here, and I'll tell you guys why after I show you this team. So I know there's a lot of players you can put that cost more on this team, but you guys know I'm limited with my coins as of right now. So let's just start off with in goal. We went with Up Adler, or the new upgrade. Man, he is so much better than his 82 version or his Inform. So much better. The only thing I kind of feel weird about is his handling is a little bit off at times, but other than that, he is a great option if you can't afford Neuer. Great option. Highly recommend him. As our center backs, we have the two Greek gods. We have Socrates, the Inform version. Guys, please do check him out. If you have, 20,000 coins, go check him out. His strength is incredible. His positioning is great. Awesome in the air. Go check him out. And then right next to him, obviously, you guys, I've used him before. He's a very cheap center back. Kyriakos Papadopoulos. He is an insane center back as well for being 78 rated. Crazy in the air, 85 heading. His defending is only 77. So sometimes he's out of position. Actually, a lot of the times he's out of position, but Socrates does make up for it because he's really good, man. I can't say anything bad about him, the Inform version. Right back, we went ahead with Mathieu Debuchy, the new Newcastle man. They pretty much bought all of France, Newcastle did. So we have him as a right back. You guys will see why. And our left back, we went ahead with David Alaba. And I do have my fair share of gripes regarding my left back and right back, but in order to get the chemistry, I had to go with these. At the CDM position, we went ahead with Lars Bender. Very good player here at the CDM position. 70 pace, 79 defending, 74 heading. That's really what I check at for my CDM is the defending and heading. The pace isn't that big of a deal as long as they have the right work rate. So if they don't have like a high attacking work rate, don't worry about the pace so much. At the left mid position, we went ahead with Andre Schürrle, who is incredible as well. Ignore the 79 rating. I'm sure you guys have used them plenty. 88 pace, 81 shooting, and 83 dribbling, as well as 4-star skills. Always nice to have 4-star skillers on the wings there. And right to the right mid position, we went ahead with Ben Arfa, who is incredible. I've had him on many teams of mine. You guys already know that. And I already had him in the club, so I didn't have to buy him. Any way to save coins to make this team for you guys. Cam position, we went ahead with Özil. He is so good. Have not used him in a 4-1-2-1-2 or you know, as a cam in the middle, and he's just very good on the ball. Despite he doesn't have that much strength, he's got incredible balance and agility. Make sure that ball stays tight right to his foot. Left striker position, arguably, in my opinion, guys, Royce is one of the most overpowered strikers on the game, man. I don't know what it is about him. Even when I come up against him, I can't stop him. I literally can't stop this guy. I think he's just too much for oppositions with that 90 pace, 84 shooting. He finishes clinically, 84 dribbling, 4-star skills. There's really nothing bad you can say about Royce. I mean, he's just so good in so many different ways. I got tired of coming up against him, so I figured, you know what, I gotta try him out, and he's just so good. 90 pace, obviously, that's insane on Ultimate Team. And then at the right striker position, Benzema. And let me talk about Benzema for a little bit. So I have used him a little bit throughout the year, and I did not like him, to be honest with you guys. He's a little bit clumsy on the ball sometimes, despite his 84 dribbling. It really doesn't feel like 84 dribbling. He's definitely not as good as he was last year on Ultimate Team. You guys all remember last year Benzema was an animal. This year, he's still good. He finishes clinically in the box. Don't get me wrong. He scored a fair share of goals, and also that 76 heading is way better. He's really good in the air. But yes, just if you're trying to dribble with him, he just feels more like a tank. He's not fluid. It's a little bit off for me, but for the most part, this team did play very well, but like I said, I think the 4-1-2-1-2, the more I play with it, the more I realize it's probably not the best formation like I thought it was. It's just a little bit too narrow, and I think maybe it just doesn't fit my play style. I think the narrowness of it just kind of kills it for me, but that's really my only gripe. Is I think I'm going to steer away from the 4-1-2-1-2, try out other formations. You guys saw in the last staying in D1, I had made that 4-4-2 hybrid that I enjoyed playing so much, and it worked out. Despite many people say the 4-4-2 sucks, but mathematically, the 4-4-2 covers every area of the pitch. 60% of the pitch is covered between your two center backs, your two midfielders, and your two strikers, and then 40% of the other 40% of the pitch is covered by your left mid, left back, right back. So it literally covers every aspect of the pitch. A lot of people use it. A lot of the pro, like FIFA Interactive World Cup players use the 4-4-2 and the 4-2-3-1. Obviously, the 4-1-2-1-2 is very popular as well, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we're going to go ahead and jump into some goals, and we'll talk about the team in general. And let's go ahead and do that right now. So this team was very good, to be honest with you guys. I had no complaints about it. The only thing I complained about is the width. It was very narrow. Obviously, the formation, as I slowly keep using it more and more, I noticed that my scoring opportunities really come down the middle with my cam and two strikers. My left mid and right mid are not really involved as much as I want them to be. Now, you're going to probably say that's the same thing in every left mid and right mid formation. So the 3-5-2, the 4-4-2. But to be honest with you guys, that's not true. I feel like in any other formation where your left mid and right mid are actually out wide, you're able to use them or utilize them way more than the 4-1-2-1-2. Now, if it was the 4-1-2-1-2 wide like it is on head-to-head, we're talking about a completely different thing, because there you can actually spread them out wide and your left back and right back stay put. In this formation on Ultimate Team, your left back and right back are actually providing more width for you because the left mid and right mid are tucked under them. So that's my only gripe about this formation as I've continued to use it. Now, defensively, it's extremely solid. That middle CDM that just holds the pitch for you, holds anything that comes your way. It's a really good defensively sound formation. It's very balanced, but sometimes it lacks width. So if you're coming up against an opponent that's just able to lock you down and you can't do anything, I probably suggest to switch something that has a little bit more width, probably the 3-5-2 or the 4-4-2 would really help you guys out if you're struggling. And obviously any formation that has, 3-4-1-2, etc., all that stuff would provide extra width. So that's really my only gripe I had with the team. Now, this guy wasn't the best of defenders. You guys are going to see I score a lot of skill goals as well. And skilling was really fun with Royce and Schürrle. They just felt really easy to skill with. It might be because of the amount of pace they have, but pulling off skill moves with them was very easy. It was smooth, worked out beautifully. No complaints with them whatsoever. But eventually, you guys are going to see in this next game what I'm talking about, where I just couldn't do anything against the guy. He had a full Serie A team, and he was able to pretty much lock me down anything I was trying to do. So I tried to play out wide, but the problem is you have to manually take your wingers, your left mid and right mid, and play them out wide yourself. You guys are going to see here, I switched to the 4-4-2 after being down 2-0 against this guy. Again, he had a full Serie A team. He had Ogbonna and Chiellini as his center backs, and he was playing on defensive, I believe. So So that was one thing that I struggle with quite a bit, especially when people play on Ultra D or on defensive, simply because there's a lot of defenders back there that you have to beat, especially down the middle. But you guys are going to see these couple goals here. They're kind of lucky. They're not really anything credited to the 4-4-2, but throughout the game, I was able to keep more possession. I was able to play out wide. You guys are going to see one clip here. This is going to be lucky as well. You know, if the ball falls right to Socrates and he puts it in. So again, these goals aren't showing you really what the 4-4-2 did, but you guys aren't seeing the whole attack that was able to be created because of the 4-4-2. Now, 90th minute here, you guys are going to see Ben Arfa is actually playing out wide. He's going down the wings rather than playing towards the middle of the pitch, and that's really the big thing. Now, I did bring him back to get the ball right back the middle, but that's fine. I want to be able to control that. You guys can see, again, he's all the way out wide waiting for the ball. Ben Arfa is. Same with Schürrle. He's playing out wide. We do get lucky again in the 90th minute. We actually got 3 lucky goals against this guy, and we end up winning 3-2, but that's really my only gripe, guys. I want to try using other formations with a little bit more width. I think that's going to help a lot on my attack. I've been having trouble scoring with the 4-1-2-1-2. Now, again, it's very good defensively, so don't get me wrong. It's an incredibly good defensive formation because you got that middle CDM, as I said before, to help you out with defending. So can't say much about it. It's not a bad formation, but it's definitely very narrow. So if you're going to use it, make sure you guys keep that in mind, that it's going to be very narrow. You're going to have to try to create your own width by using your left mid and right mid and taking them there manually, and make sure your left back and right back don't push up too much because they're really going to try to provide that width. Now, would I recommend this team? Absolutely. If you guys have the coins to make it, I would absolutely recommend it. It's a very fun team. It's a nice hybrid. It's a 3-league hybrid. Had a lot of fun with it, to be honest. Won a lot of games, so I had no complaints whatsoever about this team. Again, the only thing I have is the width in the 4-1-2-1-2, but with that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Hybridly Brilliant. If you guys did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you guys want to see daily content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I mean, man, what else you gonna do? We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care. Later.